Hey, AFTERBUZZ TV fans, welcome to the AFTERBUZZ Lucifer After Show. This is episode 13, lucky 13. It is a good day to die. Is it?
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Tricky to rock around, that's right on top. It's tricky. What? Tricky.
Tomorrow my neck's gonna hurt. Hey, welcome. We are so excited to share this amazing episode of Lucifer. Unfortunately, a finale, but that's okay. Anyhow, join us. I'm Alikona Bradford at Boys and Beauty 01, but join us in the hashtag right now, hashtag ABTV Lucifer, and you can come co-host the show with us because you are that special. Now, let's meet our co-hosts.
Hey, I'm Ryann Graham, and you can find me on Twitter at Ryan with 2 N's Graham, and on Instagram at Instagram.
Teddy Graham.
Oh yeah, like the Teddy Graham. I missed it.
They need the cue.
I know.
And guys, I'm Samantha Benitz. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Samantha_Benitz, Benitz.
Just want to dance it
A
out.
little robot.
Yeah, like the gun body roll.
Pow, pow, yeah.
Anyway, we are here to talk about hell, so.
Oh wow, good. Yes. Oh, good.
A good segue.
Yeah, just choppy. Anyways, hey, but we did start with a party-ish.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
yeah.
somewhat. You know, there's a little nosebleed somewhere in there, no big.
Good point.
But
Yeah.
obviously, this is all about trying to save Chloe's life. Great episode.
Oh, yeah, it was good.
P.S. But yeah, let's get into it right away. So, you know, Chloe's stubborn and trying to run around the town, whatever. But I actually really like, sorry I'm laughing, because the part where she was trying to seduce that boy and her nose starts bleeding, he's like, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not.
I know. I'm like, now you have morals. A little nosebleed's gonna stop you.
Right, he was like bouncing around the party, like obviously like, oh, I can have my choice of any girl
Yeah,
here.
let me just take a look. No.
No, and then, but yeah, as soon as, and then I love that Chloe immediately reacts with like knee to the groin.
Right. Well, what else do you do?
So funny. But oh yeah, I guess you're right, because he was kind of a jerk. He was a drug smuggler, right?
Yeah.
And like he was in partnership.
But
with
can
the
you telling
professor.
me if somebody came up to you and then their nose just started bleeding, you'd be like, you know, we can hold on. That's a little bit of a turn on.
Chloe's a little beautiful, so I don't know. I'm kidding. No, I think if someone's nose started bleeding, I'm like, you might need to get help. Like,
Let's
I don't
get you
know.
a Kleenex.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
Let's
nice
not.
thing would be to escort her to the bathroom and just
Yeah,
kind of help her out with a little tissue.
What?
But yeah, he was just kind of like, get out of here,
I'll go
honey.
find
and
someone
she's like,
else.
oh, no.
Right.
That's not going to fly.
Anyway, so yeah, that's just a little small section of a whole big lot of
Yeah, a
things
lot
that
of
were
things.
going on right now. Biggest thing for me is not Tom. Say it like he's my neighbor.
Lucifer.
Good old Tom.
Lucifer. You know, I would love to stay in order of the episode, but it's probably not going to happen because I'm just a little upset that we went through this whole entire episode of him, realizing that this is for real and that Amenadiel and Mom and God are not behind this. This is
Right.
actually something that he now needs to fix. But the fact that he finally got it fixed, only to turn around and push her away again.
Yeah,
That really makes me mad.
yes, it makes me angry, but like at the same time, like I feel like he's just redirecting his attention. Like I think although God was not responsible for her being poisoned,
Right.
God is responsible for her being here, and I think he's just so focused on trying to understand what God is doing with him, and he's just too angry to deal with it. I agree he shouldn't have left Chloe out, especially because she finally was like, you know what, no, like I'm really into this. Let's talk. And like it was like she was fighting it for so long, and now that she's ready,
She's so
he's over
vulnerable
it.
now.
I know.
It's like once the dam breaks, the water flows, and I feel like that's the way it is right now for her. Like,
Yeah.
she's ready. Let's do this. Hello.
He's not here for it.
But we did catch the fact that Dan was like, my wife,
Yeah.
ex-wife. Well, so that already tells you, that's foreshadowing in
Yeah.
the future. There's going to be some turmoil there.
Rekindling
Tension
there.
there, yeah.
I'm not afraid of that at all. I still kind of have a soft spot for Dan, I'm
Yeah.
going to admit. Like, the way he looks at her is very sweet, and I do think their connection is very real, although he's made some mistakes that I think he would have to make up for some time for her to have him back in the good graces again. But I don't know. At this point, I do see Lucifer was the one who went down to hell. Like,
But
what
she
kind?
doesn't know that.
Well, she's going to find out.
You think?
I think. somebody's going to tell her, and that's going to be like her force in going to find him, I think.
I feel like the only people who know wouldn't tell her. Because like if you like Maze, I feel like if she was gonna tell her, she would have done it by now. I think although Mom assisted today, I don't think Mom's like is that
I think it's
interested.
gonna slip.
I mean, yeah, no,
Somebody's gonna
I mean
tell
I see you. I mean she might, but I just feel like he would be the one to say it.
Right.
Like I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I just feel like it wouldn't come from.
Well, the funny
else.
thing is if and when that happens, I guarantee you there'll be a moment of her being like, "Well, why didn't you tell me?"
He's like, I did.
I did. You just didn't believe me.
Several times, even. Like several times.
Yeah.
No, but I think although in the end he pushed her away, I do love that as soon as he saw her in trouble, like because remember when we left, he was pissed until he saw her bleeding, and then like it's like all of that went away, and it just shows how much he actually does love and care about her because he's like he was so angry and so ready to just like go off
Risk
and
it
then
all.
and then like this episode he's like, okay, I will literally die for you.
Yeah.
And I think that's just telling. Like I feel like what's happening right now is temporary, and I think the fact that he died for her says more about his feelings.
Can I just say, not to belittle who chooses what or not chooses what for hell, but the professor, when he went down to hell and he's like, I'm gonna go retrieve the professor, which we'll talk about that in a second, but he went down there and the professor's hell was his guilt for leaving that boy in there. I thought that it was gonna be he was gonna stay stuck in the car, and you think of hell, he's just gonna burn forever and that sucks, but instead his hell is just people pointing at him being like,
You're a monster. Yeah.
Really? That's all you have?
Other people's opinions of you as your personal hell, like, oh,
That's lame.
Yeah.
That's lame.
Well, maybe it was that way because him burning in the car might be too gruesome. Like,
I mean, we saw Uriel get stabbed over and over
well,
and over
you
again.
got me there. Actually, you're right. I don't know.
This is true.
Which, hello, welcome back, because everybody kept on saying, when I say everybody, I mean
Me.
you, kept on saying, he's not done, he's not done. Are you satisfied?
I wasn't wrong, is what I'm saying.
Good point.
Are you satisfied?
I
Do you think
am.
he's coming back?
Hey, he came back and dropped a bombshell. Well, make potential bombshell.
Pieces. He
yeah.
left a puzzle.
Right.
So
Here, quote unquote.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I'm like, the fact that he said that I think is important, and so I wasn't technically wrong. Plus, I had a moment where I was like, was this all Uriel's plan? Because he was known to set up things and like kind of make like Final Destination type. Yeah, like and so what I'm saying is that maybe this was a part of his plan. Like he set Chloe up to be where she needed to be to get poisoned to die so Lucifer could come back. I feel like that it was.
He started, there's a scene of several episodes back when he was actually in the show, and every time he'd walk by a beach ball, and it would set off this and set off that.
Always chain
but
reactions.
At this point, Uriel supposedly doesn't even exist anymore.
Right.
But he was a figment of imagination created by Lucifer's hell. Which, by the way, let me just stop all conversation for a moment and just say, if we could please have our chat room pulled up so that way our co-hosts could come actively join and we can incorporate them in this conversation. That would be awesome. But going back to what we were just saying is, he's not, that's all a figment of his imagination.
True.
But the pieces thing is something that he actually did say, so whether or not it's Lucifer's subconscious coming back and
being like, hey, don't forget that he
remember
said this to
that.
you.
Yeah, but outside of that, I also want to go back and rewind, because I know I just jumped into the end, but that's because I was really upset, and talk about Lucifer's epiphany of, hey, I'm going to go to hell. Who's going to help me?
Cricket.
Well, yeah, who would want to go back? Like, I feel
Well, they didn't have to go back. In his plan originally, it was
just
who
him.
wants to kill me? Ooh, you know?
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, but okay, so now we have our chat up. I just want to say hello to a few people. We see it's a little small, so I apologize. I can't read all your names, but I see Autumn Phoenix. I see
Chaotic
Max.
Mayhem's there.
No, not Matt. Max. Jet Joy. It just moved. Chaotic Mayhem. Hello. Debatable. Something's debatable. Somebody's debating something.
Yes, there's lots
That's
of
okay.
discussion. Daniela.
Awesome. We love when you guys are all joining and chatting and saying all sorts of stuff. And we're a little bit on a delay, so if we're 8 subjects behind you, I apologize. But at least we get to say hi. Renji. A lot of numbers all after that. Anyway, Billie Jean Girl. Oh, hey.
Yeah. Is that's formerly known as Boobies?
Yeah. Formerly known.
Formerly known as, yes.
The artist formerly known.
Exactly. Oh, she said she felt bad every time Lucifer got stabbed, or every time Lucifer stabbed Uriel. I don't know.
I didn't.
I didn't either. I was like, I mean.
Hey, Liam, what's up? No shouting tonight. RJ, sup? Savannah. Ooh, very cool. Armenia. hi. We got people from all over the place. That's why this show is so amazing, because we get to connect with all of you worldwide and you get to connect with us. How cool is that? Live right now in this moment.
It's happening.
The internet is so amazing.
Isn't it though? Let's use it for good things, people. Positivity.
Yes.
Love. We need that right now.
This is so true.
Not to get into a big spiel, but we need love. Lots of it. Unity. Okay, so going back into who wants to kill Lucifer? Mom's like, bad idea, will not do it. We got to see a new side of Mom, an actual genuine side, because before the debate, I think amongst all of us too, because when she first came on, you already had predicted.
I don't know about her.
I didn't like her. Yeah, and for me, I was like, oh, well, maybe, I was wrong. But
but she's come full circle.
Yeah.
So, because when she first got there, something about her just struck me like, this seems weird. I feel like you have ulterior motives. And then in this episode, we do get to see that side of her. Because I was always questioning, like, do you actually love your kids, or is this about you and your revenge against God?
Right.
And do you guys feel like it started out as a revenge against God thing, but
I do think so.
Yeah, and then maybe being reconnected with her kids made her go, wait, but I actually love my kids.
I think it's both. I think that if you put it in the perspective of somebody who's selfish, right? A lot of times a selfish person might put themselves first, but it does not necessarily mean that they don't love the other people in their lives, right? So, for example, if you have a mother or a father who maybe walked away from their other half and their baby child, right? At the end of the day, they do that because they're selfish, but they might come back and they still have love for their baby or their baby's mama or their baby's dad or whatever. They still love that person. They're just selfish.
Right.
Okay.
Does that make
No,
sense?
that makes perfect
so
sense.
I feel like that's the same thing with Mom. She loves both of them and full-heartedly does, and obviously was having a real moment with fake Uriel, for real. But yeah, she was just too busy, clouded by her own need to avenge whatever it is that her ex did to her. Because, people are like that with their exes.
Yep, they're crazy.
I can only imagine if your ex is God, what that
Goodness
feels like.
gracious. Yeah, she was very self-serving to start, and it was interesting to see her now come full circle and be the first to kind of walk in the room and say, yeah, I'm down, and then have Maze just take her out like that.
Right, that was so fun. Dude, can I just say, in this show is so great at, as soon as it's a serious moment, whether it's Lucifer, its comedic timing and moments are so fantastic. And obviously this wasn't a place for Lucifer to make a lot of jokes.
Right.
So the fact that the 2 moments of, well, I'll do it.
He just killed himself.
And then even though when Maze does it to Mom, it's not like they don't have her do a nice, graceful, flop. It's literally
you bore her. Yeah, I'm down. I was like, no cushion. They're just sending her down.
And it's also funny because Maze had such reservations about killing Lucifer, but none whatsoever when it came to Mom. She was like, yep, let's go.
Mom wasn't even finished confessing her undying love or apologies. Yeah.
And I was thinking, I'm like, how are they going to have Dr. Linda go down there? I just feel like she would be a fish out of water, not knowing what the hell to do, quite literally.
She's like, on the way here, I looked up. You have 3 minutes.
And she's got to help with that area when he needs to come
Poor
back.
Dr. Linda.
Right.
I love it.
Bless her heart, though.
Yeah.
She's down.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody, so I just want to see what everybody else is talking about. I think they're talking about Lucifer should have left her in hell. Yeah, Lucifer's a good person.
And she went down there to help. So he would have been left in hell if she didn't come out and save him, potentially.
I feel like the reason he did is because it is still his mom, and I think that he does recognize that she cares. And especially in this episode, she specifically came back because she wasn't down for it, and then when she saw that her son was in need, she did come back. So I mean, Adam, I don't know. I feel like,
first of all, though, how does she have telepathy?
It's a kid.
How the heck does she know what's going on? That things aren't going well? That she decides she's going to come back and rescue him?
I feel like it's her kid, and she's like Mother Nature.
Yeah.
It is, I guess.
She's Mother Nature, so I feel like it's.
Yeah, in the middle of the night, your mom will just be like, "Bink, I have a weird
That's
feeling."
True. My mom texts me. She always texts me when I'm going through something. And I don't know how she knows, but she's like, "Love you, miss you," and I'm like, "What? How do you know? What's happening? Is my phone bugged?" It's just weird.
Right.
No, I'm trying to look at my notes too. I have a bunch of notes.
Well, I want to talk about Amenadiel. Okay, because we have that beginning
episode.
Yes. Absolutely. DB Woodside, where are you, dude? Just saying. Not saying I'm saying. But we were trying to get him on, just for all you guys, and apparently he was interested, and then he just fell off. I'm calling you out, but I'm calling you out. So anyway, let's say, so beginning, we realize that he cannot help Lucifer because he's thinking, this is part of a plan, and it's not. And so there was a moment when they decided they were going to do what they were going to do, and Lucifer's like, okay, you do this, you keep Chloe here. Do you trust me? Yes, you're a stubborn ass. Of course I trust that you're not going to go anywhere. Totally. I don't think it went over his head. I think that it was just a moment of, I don't have time for this, or maybe I'm not going to acknowledge that you're going into a deeper emotional space than I am, so we're just going to call you a stubborn ass and keep it moving.
Did you think, part of me felt like maybe Amenadiel himself was like, do I trust myself? Because I know he wants to help, but I think that there's this internal conflict where he's like, am I interfering with what God wants? Because I feel like Amenadiel still has that kind of, a little bit of him is still the golden boy, if that makes sense. And so maybe he felt like, by me doing this, am I interfering with what God truly wants? So I don't know. That's kind of where I went with it. I was like, maybe he's saying do I trust myself? He asked it. He said it like a question, but it was more to himself.
No, I agree. I think he's having an identity crisis, honestly, when I look at him. And this was the first episode I saw him be like, I don't care what I mess up. I don't care what I destroy. I'm going to keep it real and protect my family. And even stepped up when Chloe really needed it at the moment when Lucifer was going to be coming back and he needed to protect the room and keep it secure. And I was like, okay, he's going to have 6 security guards thrown at him, and he didn't back down in the least. And the moment with Trixie, might I add, that was absolutely adorable and heartwarming.
She goes, I think you're good.
You're like a guardian angel. Actually I am.
Yes.
You like my necklace? And see, I thought there was significance to her mentioning the necklace as well. But rewinding it back, I didn't take it as, do you trust me because I may not trust myself? I took it as, do you trust me because I royally screwed you over and I've been lying to you and I did go along with Mom's plan, and yes, I have manipulated you. Do you really trust me? And I took it as are we good?
Yeah.
We're cool? Oh, okay.
Right. No, that makes sense.
That's how I took it anyways. I don't know, it just dawned on me after you guys said this, I don't know if Amenadiel is in a place where he got his wings back, so he's still celestial or he's more human. But my thought was, when all those security guards were standing there and he's like, I will not, this time around, I'm not going to screw up and I'm not going to abandon my brother. I will hold my stance. And all these people are coming at him. I honestly thought in the moment that Tom came back. Tom, sorry. Lucifer came
Are you
back.
guys friends?
He's my boo. T-E-E-T-T. But anyway, I thought the moment Lucifer came running back, the Amenadiel was going to get shot. I honestly thought it was going to be a life for a life exchange, and Amenadiel just felt like it is, I owe it to my brother. I will sacrifice.
I'll die for this. Wow. That would have been a very powerful moment, because I didn't even think about it. Part of me thought that he was gonna get his wings back in that moment, almost as a reward.
Right.
That's what Max says. Look,
Oh.
Simultaneously, Max Gorlov. If I said that wrong, I'm so sorry.
Oh yeah. He was saying, I think that's it's moving. To get his powers back, he needed. It's like the powers are all mental. So he thinks he's good, and since he thought he's good, his powers come back, and that's how I see it. No,
Yeah,
I agree. That makes sense.
yeah.
He needed to prove to himself, in a sense, that he is truly good, and
Right.
I feel like Trixie is so clairvoyant. I feel like it's not the right word, but that's what I'm gonna
she's a
use.
child.
Pure,
Yeah, pure, and so she can see and although she doesn't know, it's naive, innocent, or it's naive, and she's like, you're a guardian angel. I think she legitimately can just sense when people are good. And then I think that's why it was so important when she first met Lucifer, that she was like, I don't think, you know what I mean? Same thing. Because I don't know, I just love her character, because although she's not constantly around, I feel like what she says and when she says things, it's like there's
hits
something
home,
here.
yeah.
And there's something more to what you're saying.
I know, it's interesting. I even had a moment, honestly, where I wasn't sure if Lucifer was going to go to hell, because I was thinking, the devil is sacrificing himself for such a good cause, potentially for the first time in his life. And what will that do? Would he go to hell? So I was curious to see what was going to happen, and they totally went there. So, okay, that kind of got rid of that plan. But I don't know if anybody else got that same vibe, or if that's even possible. Can you redeem your sins and eventually gain access?
He was an angel, so I didn't think about that, but that makes sense. I feel like if he, because when he was in hell, he was like, I've never seen someone pull them your guilt puts you in your own personal hell, and he's like, I've never seen someone pull themselves out of this. But I'm like, my question would be, obviously for Lucifer, him pulling himself out of hell meant going back to Earth, but what would it mean for a soul? If, say, the
going to heaven, maybe?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is that what it means?
Yeah, because you wouldn't go back to Earth.
Your body's gone.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm saying. So maybe, by Lucifer, I guess, clearing up all of the loose ends or stop feeling guilty about whatever he feels bad about, maybe that would be the point when he does return back to him. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, I could see that. I'm interested to see where they're going to go with it, especially at this point now that the rift between Lucifer and God is going to be out of control.
Huge.
Yeah.
Autumn Phoenix actually had predicted that she thinks that Amenadiel is next to go to hell.
Ooh.
Oh, he hasn't been.
No, he's an angel.
Yeah, so is Lucifer, but no, yeah.
But Lucifer is a fallen angel.
Fair. Valid.
Amenadiel is a little broken-winged guy. I don't know.
Yeah. He
Like
just
a little
lost his
Nemo,
way a little
gimpy
bit.
Thin.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that would be very interesting to see.
He has his own set of guilt.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So, I don't know. That's funny because when Dr. Linda was like, oh, I've done bad things. You have no idea.
We're like, you're going straight to heaven, Dr. Linda. We can't play around.
She smoked a cigarette one time or something. Like, I'm sure her bad thing is something
We need
very
somebody who
like.
can really get the job done.
I'm sure.
Well, you know, speaking of bad things, let's talk about Ella and her past.
Yes, Ella with
queen.
all of these like, oh, like you have illegal contacts, you don't. Like I was like,
Like,
oh,
get with the program.
Ella. Like she like, where'd you learn to pick a lock? My grandma. Like she just starts
The
dropping
grandma
these.
thing did, you know, I wasn't surprised that
Really?
she had a little sneaky past, but the grandma thing, I was like,
What?
really? Like your granny taught you that? Okay.
Well, but then we also meet her brother, which I feel like that's not by accident. I
No,
totally
not at
feel
all.
like, oh, so I think it's a way for us to ease into his
Yeah.
character.
Yeah,
I feel
an
like
introduction.
we're gonna learn more about her, and I'm so excited too because she definitely was dropping all these hints that, oh yeah, like I used to steal cars. It's only fun when you drive them fast, and it's like, who are you? Who were you? And I feel like there's so much more to her, and I think she's gonna have like not powers, but I think she can sense when there's supernatural things. Because there was like an episode when, or maybe I called it out. She had like this wicked necklace, and I'm
I
like,
remember that.
Yeah, but
feel
she's
like-
super religious, remember? Because she's always talking
valid.
about God
That's
to
true.
Lucifer and how basically, like, he'll understand one day. And Lucifer's like, no, you obviously don't know God.
you don't know my dad.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I feel like that it'll be fun to explore her character, especially now that we know that there's her brother who's in LA.
Right.
So they're going to have to explore that.
Yeah.
But did anybody else think that when she first came out in her PJs and her glasses, I was all, you look like the nerdy, obsessive girl from 2 episodes
She
ago?
did in that moment.
Why would you do that, though?
I don't know, but I think that was accidental. You think it was intentional?
I don't know, but wardrobe slightly gave her the same outfit and the same look as the other one.
Pretty sure it was the exact same PJ.
The little cool girl. Like the big glasses,
know
was
it.
that really necessary?
This is true. I was thinking about the brother more so too, and how their dynamic is so interesting because he's kind of like the undercover dealing with shady things, and then she's like the cop world. But it's good to have connections, especially when you're in the cop world with the shady side, because you're not going to find the answers you need without going there.
So I hope that they play with her character more.
Yeah.
Because I like her.
Yeah.
Also,
No, I was just going to say, Daniela says that Ella is like one of those hackers who now works for the government.
oh yeah. No, so true. Like where they hire people who are formal criminals because to catch
Like,
a criminal.
catch me, like,
like,
catch me if you can,
Yeah,
like the
exactly. It's
Yeah.
like legitimately like who else would know besides
Yeah.
someone who's
Right,
done it.
right.
Also, like Dan and Ella's dynamic this episode was kind of fun to just see them because Dan is just such like a do-gooder, and it's just
He's so out of the loop on
He
everything.
is.
He really
He's so, oh god, but I think he always means well.
He took one
and-
for the team. He got his like ass beat. This
You know,
time.
that was
fault.
hilarious. He was like, I'm sorry, you could have gotten out. Well, I didn't want to do anything without your permission.
Your
It's okay.
rules,
Maybe,
buddy.
maybe he had a coming to moment because he actually took a moment to tell Lucifer, I screwed up.
Yeah.
And Dan's not really the type of guy to actually openly admit that. So it gave him a moment.
And in that moment, he admitted that his emotion got the best of him, and like you were saying earlier, that he clearly, and I mean, not that there was ever really a secret about it, but he clearly has very strong emotions
feelings
for Chloe.
But I honestly feel like that ship has sailed.
I think so too. I'm like, you have to get over this, but
Yeah.
I don't think the ship sailed.
I do. I feel
Clearly
like
not.
I feel like Chloe's in such a different headspace right now, and she's so focused on Lucifer that
Right
her
now,
mind is
yeah.
not with Dan, and Dan screwed up. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so it's like his time to go be alone and heal and do his own thing and come
This
to
is
the
true.
fact that he screwed up and now he needs to make himself a better person, which he's already been working on.
yeah.
But sorry, Chloe's taken. Go work on Ella.
I know,
Y'all
but
be cute
Lucifer's
together.
walking away and leaving the door wide open. So we'll have to see what's going to happen in the future episodes.
Yeah.
Because right now he kind of just left, and it's clear he's ghosting because he had all the sheets over at Lux. It's
I'm
shutting
surprised he left his
down.
stuff. Honestly, I thought it was going to be empty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought she was
He
gonna
doesn't
walk
want to
in.
bring any evidence. I think he just wants to like start fresh and like clear his head. He doesn't feel like he has bonds or ties anywhere. So that's when you're at an all-time low, and now he's going to be capable of new things that we never even fathomed to watch.
Right.
Well, and then at the end, he also pushes his mom away because she.
Rightfully so.
You think so? See,
Yeah.
I that bothered me a little because I was like, I don't know. This is the first time I think I liked mom because I'm like, oh, okay, you may have had shady motives in the beginning, but I feel like at this point you truly have shown that you care about your son. You went to hell to get him to save him. You admitted that you were manipulating him, and you're like, you know what? I realized that like I that you are more important than what I wanted to do, and so it was like this moment where I feel like she was trying to bridge that gap and like make amends and be like, I'm ready to be on your team. And he's like, no. I mean, he pushed everyone away, so
Yeah.
it wasn't just her. But I'm just like, I feel like I don't know what they're gonna do with her now because I mean,
Yeah, but it's not like, you know, I took your car out and I accidentally crashed it into something, and it wasn't like it was one thing where she let her heart get ahead of her, or her intentions or her motives get ahead or the best of her. It was like 20 different things lined up that took a lot of manipulation, a lot of planning, and a lot of you don't forgive somebody just because you did one good deed to try to make up for the 20 other things you screwed up, on top of turning this person against this person, and
I know.
and somebody almost lost their life. And up until she went down in hell to go get Lucifer for Chloe, prior to that, she's like, I don't understand why this one measly human really could mean that much to you. First of all, Mother Nature. Well, what?
Yeah.
If she truly is, and I know we talked about this in other after shows, but if you truly are Mother Nature, the creator of all and loving, for
you
you
should
to,
want to be a creature. So
it's
you
just
should be
weird. It's just
loving.
weird to me, and I get it. It's just a play on things, but from Mother to even Amenadiel's opinion originally of humans, it was just like meh, like they're just like little things.
Yeah.
You know,
No
which
connection.
is weird to me.
But I'm saying, but they all have had their moment to change. I think this was Mom's.
Yeah.
Because Amenadiel had his moment where he changed.
Trixie, especially tonight, I feel like.
And Maze did too. Maze had that
Right.
moment where she, like, her and Trixie bonded, and then she's like, you know, maybe these humans aren't so bad. And so, like,
Trixie just saving lives
look
over
at her.
here.
God, Trixie. She's,
Playing the game.
She's, I wonder if Trixie has abilities because her mom was a miracle, so thus she is also a miracle. So I wonder if
She's a baby half angel.
and well, kind of. And then also remember, I still don't know Dan and his weird power. So I feel like Trixie probably does have something in her that is very extra special because both of her parents have weird abilities.
Gifts.
I don't know. Yeah, gifts. Yeah, So I wonder what they'll do with Trixie.
I know, and it's interesting that Lucifer was kind of the first to fall in love there and really care about a human. That was kind of shocking to me. I'm thinking Maze was there and she didn't really feel anything until she saw how Lucifer responded to Chloe and then to Trixie as well. And then now that she's like living there and seeing all this like great time she's having and great connections she's making, it's like obviously she's changing and they're all changing. And so I don't know, I can't wait to see how they're gonna keep changing. And we were talking about it earlier as well, that we like how it's not just a crime show. I'm getting more involved with the characters and kind of seeing more personal aspects of their lives and what makes them tick versus like just what's happening with the storyline.
So really quick, Ivan Soto seems to think, and I got this information from somebody else, but that Charlotte is not Mother Nature. She's the goddess of creation.
Is that different?
But at the end of the day, well, goddess of creation of
The world.
Yeah, because I don't know, and that's just something that somebody had given, a piece of information I was given because they were really into the comic book, and in the comic book, Lucifer's mom, I believe, was Mother Nature. Again, that was information given to me by someone who's really a aficionado of that, so maybe they're wrong. But regardless, if you created nature, and that's a miracle all on its own, or if you are the goddess of creation, you're still a goddess of creation, of these things that you created, that you do not value. What?
Right.
And even if you're just the wife to be worthy to be the wife of the creator, you still should have some sort of empathy or something.
Yeah. Well, but then maybe her being in hell has made her super jaded. Because she was like, I spent a millennia there. So I'm like, that could, I'm
She's like a
imagining that
bitter
could change a
ex,
person.
like,
She is a bitter, actually, a bitter ex.
But I wonder what her hell was. Was it God breaking up with her over and over again every single day?
I like to imagine her and God at a bar. Or she's waiting at a bar and he just texts her. I'm not gonna, I just
Going
want
back to, what if God was one of us?
Also, I wonder what her true form is. I found myself thinking that today. I was like, I wonder what we would see if we saw her true form. Like, what would it look like?
We saw the Lucifer true form today for briefly.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. It's always weird to see his true form.
Yeah.
But yeah, because we saw Maze's true form during the Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm always curious. I'm like, what would she look like? I mean, I'm imagining just a glowing ball of light. I don't know why, but I just feel like it's just like that's what.
Wow.
And in my mind, I'm like, poison
evil.
ivy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like the vines.
I know. I was picturing more of an evil vibe. I don't know. Red. I don't know.
No, you're
but
right,
sexy
maybe.
still. Sexy.
Yeah, I'm
evil.
sure it will be something like very like ridiculously hot. Like
She married God.
I'm sorry, excuse me.
Oh, no.
Chaotic Mayhem, I don't know what the conversation was before, but it says, like I said, God has a side chick. Mother grew jealous.
Ooh, who's the side chick?
oh, I wonder was it Mother Nature?
Mother Nature.
Mother
goddess of
Nature.
creation. Maybe that's why they broke up.
That makes so much sense. I get it. God had a
God
side
is a
piece.
two-timer? What? This is just
We
all
cannot
terrible.
have that.
Oh, Ivan says May's revealing that she has no soul is very hard to believe, isn't it?
It is.
But she's a demon, so no, not to me. I feel like why would she?
No, but at the same time, in order to have feeling for somebody, in order to care about somebody, establish a relationship with somebody, it takes a soul.
Yeah, and she
Now,
was crying over
before-
Lucifer.
Right. I mean, before she had an obligation to Lucifer, she was assigned to him, for lack of better words. But through this humanization process, if you will, her having her own connection with Trixie and even with Chloe and Dr. Linda. So something is happening. Something is changing
Yeah.
inside.
Yeah, and Beatles fan is saying maybe Maze is getting little by little getting a soul. Which I think maybe what you're saying is kind of like how her making those connections with people.
Yeah.
She not like taking a piece of their soul, but like by being around people and them loving her, it's like
Right.
creating a soul for her.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cute. Because I love Maze is my favorite character.
Yeah.
She's so
If
awesome.
Trixie
Yeah.
creates souls, I'm so here for that.
Yes, that's her ability. She creates
Yeah.
souls. She's a giver.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, she needs to spend some time alone in a room with mom,
Right.
yeah.
if that is the case.
Shade.
Yeah, mom is so she's
Excuse me.
but I want her to be good. I liked
know.
her this episode for the first time.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I
Mom.
know for the first time we're like,
was
okay, you're
actually a
coming
mom.
through.
She
Yeah.
was. I'm like, oh, wah wah.
Oh, well. Anyway, okay, so I have some news and gossip. I know I'm cutting it a little bit short, but I'm don't know if I missed anything. If I've gone over everything, I'm gonna take a look in the chat. So forgive me, looking over here for just 2 seconds. They're still talking about Maze. God and Mum cannot be like Zeus and
Hera.
Hera.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Let's see what else you guys are saying. Chaotic Mayhem. Oh, wait, talking to somebody else. All right, so sorry for those of you who are not watching live, and I'm just turning my cheek to you because that's just really rude. But if you get a chance, be sure to leave a comment below. You can always talk with us there. Twitter, Instagram, all those social media outlets. But let's talk a little bit about some news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Y'all know I like the pictures, I like the videos. Something's gonna pull up first. Let's see. Oh, behind the scenes pictures. I thought this was actually gonna be this episode, but apparently it's not. Somebody, paparazzi, maybe, I don't know, snuck on set. But you can see there's Mr. Tom Ellis, bloody, wiping his nose. Let's go to the next picture.
I wonder if
Some
that's
of these are
real.
funny because I can't see a close-up in my monitor, but I think when I pulled this one up, the guy in the hat with the red thing on it, he's clearly crew, but he photobombed. There's like 10 pictures, and he's in every single one of them giving that goofy smile.
Yes.
I swear. But it's just funny because even though Lesley-Ann is covered in blood and her hair is just tore it from the floor up, she still looks cute. I don't know what Tom's doing. And let's go to our next picture. Oh, she's pointing and laughing, but it's just funny because she's so bloody. You know, it's just funny because obviously it's fake blood.
And there's
but-
that guy again.
Yeah, there's that
I
guy.
told you. And then
It's like
let's
he
go-
knows.
Right?
He knows.
Right? Next picture. Oh, this one I came
Ooh
across
la
it.
la.
She was so
Wow.
pretty. I love that
Where
old
is this
pinup.
from?
Just online.
She looks
you
great.
know.
She does look very good.
Oh my gosh.
Next picture. Her lucky man. Her.
Wow, is she from Africa?
Yes, South Africa.
Gorgeous.
And, I just figure because I'm always talking about how hot Tom Ellis is, and I might throw Justin Timberlake in there somewhere too. But either way, some of our guy fans are probably not down with that conversation, so this is a little treat from me to you. Happy birthday.
She looks great.
Little side boob and a little tat.
God.
So, in case you guys didn't know where she's
Side
from.
boob and tattoos.
Loving it.
She's sexy. She's
Yes,
definitely
she
very
is.
sexy. All right, next, please. That could be it. And it could be videos
yes.
now.
I think there are
Okay, cool.
videos.
So, as these videos pull up, the reason I pull them up, one is going to be DB Woodside. So we'll look at that one first. And he's talking about his daughter. I did not realize he had a 7-year-old daughter. And I just love, I love amazing parents.
Yes,
we need more amazing parents.
Yes, we do.
And it's not to down anybody, but I love people who are so involved with their children's life and they understand the fact that children are super impressionable.
Right.
So what you tell them matters. And when you give the child or a child the power to respect themselves, believe in themselves, and know that they are amazing, wonderful little things, they will hold that with them for the rest of their lives, no matter what anybody else says.
So
Anyhow, so with that said, let's take a look.
She's so cute.
To the big softie. So how are you as a parent? Oh my gosh, she's gorgeous.
Beautiful.
She is, but she's smart.
Yeah.
That's something as a, I
Runs
like.
in the family.
Yes, I always like to tell her
Yes.
that when people comment on your beauty,
We do
the first
same
thing,
We do the
say
same
you
thing.
tell them how smart you are because that's very important.
Thank you.
So it's not that I'm trying to insult people out there when you see
Bravo,
me
sir.
with her and they say, "Oh, she's so beautiful," and I'm like, "She's smart."
Yeah.
Smart.
You know,
I love it.
Go,
she's,
Dad.
Yeah, she's fantastic. I mean, she's quick. She keeps me on my toes, and I'm more of the strict parent.
Yeah,
you know.
I could tell.
Yeah. So
Thanks so much, man.
Okay, so
Thank
that's
you.
that
And you can
one.
catch
Aw,
Lucifer.
I love that because I think that's so like looks aren't everything. Looks are fleeting, so it's like always remember that to not have something else. I mean, well,
Yeah.
yes, have something else, but also like you know what? There's more to me. Than just my.
Especially
and when
for
you-
in my
girls.
Yes,
head,
and
yeah.
when you teach a girl that it's only her beauty, then she'll dumb
Focus
herself
on
down.
it, yeah.
There is an excellent video. We're gonna watch our next video, but irrelevant to Lucifer, relevant to what we're talking about. There was something circulating on Facebook, and it was a father with his daughter, a little girl. He stood her right on the counter. He saw that over his shoulder, and he was like, "Repeat after me. We do this every morning. I am beautiful, but
I
I'm
love
no
that
beautiful.
video.
I am the best, but no better than anybody
anyone
else."
else. It's
It was
so
so
cute.
amazing, and the
Ugh.
fact that it was a father teaching his daughter this. She will forever have a certain standard of what she accepts from a man for the rest of her life.
Right.
And her smile was everything. It
Yes.
just shows you it hit home.
And I love that it
entirely.
was always, but not better than someone else. Like
Yep.
it's just like I am the best me I can be. And it's like,
Yes.
wow, I love
Yes. Okay, so this one, just some good information for you guys from Lesley-Ann Brandt. A. B. I love that she's just barefaced, no makeup. She didn't care.
Rocking
and
it.
that. Still
Yes.
looks great. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's take a look.
Why the show's taking a big hiatus and why we're only back for 3 episodes in January, and is the show being cancelled? And the show's not being cancelled. We have an amazing audience, we have really good numbers, and we have 22 episodes, which was ordered by Fox. The reason we are taking a hiatus, which was sort of planned for the season, is we literally don't have enough time to finish all our episodes in post-production, which means music and color and editing and getting it ready for you guys to see, because we shoot and we air at the same time. So there's that reason. And also Fox has a bunch of new shows that they have to premiere, so they would literally have to add a new day to the week in order to get their new programming out, to see, you know, what shows are gonna be hits or not, and to maintain the schedule for the shows that they currently have. So don't worry, the show's not being cancelled. This was the plan all along. I know it's a long wait till May, but you have 3 awesome episodes in January, and the rest of the season is so good and so worth the wait. So don't worry about that.
So that's that. We're going to go ahead and wrap that up.
I love that.
Yeah, so I just
Here.
wanted to play that for everybody because we had the same burning question in our mind, and you can read articles and that's awesome, but you don't have that certainty.
Right.
But when the person who's in the show is telling you that,
You know.
okay, I feel better about this.
Yeah.
Anyhow, let's get into some predictions, shall we?
Yes.
Wait for the
Wait
music.
for the
Wait for the music.
What was I doing?
Come on now. It's been a whole season.
No.
You should know.
Ooh, start it off. You gotta go.
Since
No,
someone's
no.
an eager beaver, we're gonna let him go first.
My prediction is that I think that mom is going to be like lost in this period now that her son's kind of pushed her away. I think she's annoyed all of her children, and so I think when Lucifer is on his valiant effort to find God and try to fight him, I think she's going to try to step in and stop him, because I think his destiny is truly to be with Chloe, and it has nothing to do with God. Like, yes, God intervened to make her happen, but I don't think that it was a negative thing, and so I think he's going to try to like destroy God, and I think she's going to step in and stop that because she loves her son. I think that she's going to like sacrifice herself to be like the final act of like, I'm going to give myself for you, because I don't think he's going to forgive her, which makes me sad. But
Yeah.
I think she's going to sacrifice herself for him. I don't know, is that weird? That's out there.
No,
It's
no.
random.
No, I don't know. Good
I
prediction.
agree. I think there's going to be some sort of all-out battle, and then I just keep hearing that line in my head over and over again of the piece is here.
Yeah.
And
Ooh,
my
yeah.
thought is Chloe is the piece, and it either means unity for all of them, the angels or the fallen angels or his family per se, or it's their key back into heaven, possibly. Like, I don't know. I kind of think that if they come around and kind of all love each other again and get to the place where they need to be, which is clearly going to take some time and a lot of mistakes along the way. So I don't know. I think we're going to see some of that within the next few episodes down the line.
In May.
I think that eventually some big thing will happen, and perhaps Mother will earn her way back into heaven because there was some sort of weird, crazy misunderstanding and not necessarily this evil ploy or plot to dump or do whatever it is that God did.
Right.
And I think that he will extend the invitation to Amenadiel to come back, and at that point, he actually is going to be surprised that he doesn't want to go back. Not because he has any resistance towards father, maybe he does, but more so to stay down with his brother.
Yep.
And I think that Chloe's honestly going to be very heartbroken. I'm not really sure what's going to happen as far as how soon or if she will give up on Lucifer. I do think that he's going to be very wrapped up in seeking a vengeance and really having a hard time. I don't know if it's necessarily the fact that he's so upset with the fact that, is this real? Is this not real? It's more of an insecurity of his own. How
Right.
could this being, this beautiful, wonderful, he said, how do I look? Heaven sent.
Yeah.
How could someone like that love me?
Right.
After
Exactly.
everything I've done, the person that
deserve it.
I am. So I feel like he's using all of this as a facade, and maybe he realizes it, maybe he doesn't, but I'm just going to try and act like I'm really
Tough,
mad because
yeah.
this isn't real because you set it up. No, you're having a hard time believe that this person really cares about you.
Exactly.
Believe
That's
that
a
you're
good
worthy
point. Yeah.
to have somebody like that.
Yeah, so that's my prediction. But it's time for us to wrap it up.
Yeah.
So we're going to swing to the front. Let's get together.
Are we like in the middle? Scoot in?
Yeah, here's
Slide inside.
Can we-
Anyway,
Boom.
so
Yes.
we've had so much fun with you this season. We're so sorry about the breaks, but we will be back in May. Until then, please, please, please continue to talk to us. Connect with us. I am on Twitter at boysandbeauty01. I'm also on Instagram at boys_and_beauty_Alikona. I know, it's just what
Just
was I
underscore
thinking?
it all the
What was I
way.
thinking? Yeah, and really quick, I'm doing Monster Jam right now, so if you follow me, you'll see a bunch of big trucks and a bunch of different cities. It's a lot of fun, so check that out. And follow these fantastic people as well.
Hey, it's been really fun to talk with you guys this season. We'll see you back in May. I'm Ryann Graham, and you can find me on Twitter at Ryan with 2 N's Graham, and on Instagram at Instagram like the Teddy Graham.
There it is. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll definitely be back in May. And once again, I'm Samantha Benitz. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Samantha_Benitz, BENITZ. See you guys.
And of course, till next time, lots of those. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
It's tricky to rock around, that's right, all time is tricky!
The views expressed herein are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.